What if one quiet morning at a racing circuit became one of the most talked about moments among fans? No stage lights, no concert, no cameras waiting for a performance. Just one person returning to a place that feels completely different from the entertainment world. And yet, within hours, emotions spread across fandom communities. Because when Wang Yibo appeared for day one of his private training session at Zhuhai International Circuit, people weren't only watching the track, they were watching the story. And then, another familiar name slowly entered the conversation. Not through an appearance, not through a public statement, but through one simple question that suddenly captured everyone's attention. Could Xiao Zhan have quietly shown support? No confirmations, no assumptions, just a moment and thousands of emotions attached to it. But before anyone jumps to conclusions, what really happened that day? For most people, a racing circuit is loud. Engines, speed, competition. But early that day in Zhuhai, the atmosphere felt strangely calm. It wasn't an event designed for headlines. It wasn't a promotional schedule. This was training. Private. Focused. And for those who have followed Wang Yibo for years, moments like this reveal another side of him. Not the celebrity, not the idol, not the public figure, but the person who repeatedly returns to challenges. As reports and fan observations circulated online, discussions centered on one thing: his concentration. People described an energy that felt serious. Minimal distractions, no dramatic gestures, no performance, only preparation. Because racing has always represented something unique in Wang Yibo's image. A place where attention disappears and discipline takes over. That was why day one immediately became meaningful. Not because something explosive happened, but because sometimes seeing someone continue what they genuinely love becomes powerful enough on its own. And strangely, that was only the beginning. There are moments celebrities share, and there are moments fans feel. This became one of those moments. Across discussions, many people weren't reacting to speed or technical details. They reacted emotionally, because seeing someone return to a passion after a busy entertainment schedule creates a different feeling. It reminds people of unfinished dreams, forgotten hobbies, parts of themselves they once promised to return to. And perhaps that's why this moment spread beyond racing. People weren't simply watching Wang Yibo train. They were projecting emotions onto the image of choosing growth, choosing effort, choosing to begin again. Day one sounds simple, but day one always carries pressure. The first day means expectations. The first day means uncertainty. The first day means stepping forward before results exist. And maybe that is why fans stayed invested, because they understood something unspoken. Behind every calm appearance, there is usually hard work nobody sees. But then, a completely unexpected conversation started appearing. One name, again and again, Xiao Zhan. It started quietly. One comment became several. Several became discussions. Then suddenly people were asking, was Xiao Zhan supporting him? To be clear, there has been no public confirmation, appearance, or official information suggesting any direct involvement. But fans began talking about something else entirely. Support. And what support actually means. Because support does not always arrive publicly. It doesn't always appear in photos. It doesn't always become content. Sometimes support exists quietly. A message, a simple encouragement, a reminder to stay healthy, or simply respecting someone's journey. That emotional interpretation became the center of conversation. Not because people wanted confirmation, but because they liked the idea that meaningful support doesn't always need to be visible. And perhaps that idea resonated, especially among people who know what it feels like to pursue something difficult, to move forward, and hope someone silently believes in you. But regardless of conversations, there was still something bigger happening. The track, the training, the choice to show up. There's something interesting about people who pursue multiple worlds. Entertainment rewards visibility. Racing rewards precision. Entertainment rewards expression. Racing rewards control. And watching someone move between those worlds creates curiosity, because audiences often see success, but training shows process. That may be why moments like this attract attention. Not because of glamour, but because effort feels real. At the circuit, nobody wins because they are famous. Nobody improves because people expect it. Progress still asks for time, focus, consistency, and patience. That contrast makes stories like this unexpectedly emotional, because suddenly, the celebrity image disappears, and what remains is someone practicing, someone learning, someone preparing. Maybe that is what fans connected with. Not perfection, but commitment. And perhaps that is why people continued talking long after the moment ended. Because people remember effort differently. As conversations continued, one thing became clear. Everyone saw something different. Some people saw racing. Some people saw ambition. Some people imagined quiet support. Others simply admired dedication. But perhaps day one was never meant to answer questions. Maybe day one was meant to start something. A reminder that progress rarely looks dramatic. Sometimes it looks like showing up, starting again, staying focused, doing the work before anyone notices. And whether someone receives visible encouragement or simply carries motivation internally, the road still has to be driven alone. That quiet truth may be what made this moment unforgettable. No headlines can replace effort. No assumptions can replace reality. And no excitement can replace the process of becoming better. Which makes everyone wonder, if this was only the first day, what comes next? When you watched this moment, what stayed with you the most? Was it Wang Yibo's decision to return to training? Or the idea that the strongest support in life may sometimes remain unseen? Tell us what you think.